All right, good morning, traders. Today is November 8th, 2023. My SPY pivot this morning, 436.31. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. Boy, where the market was the SPY bullish yesterday. I'll tell you, it went down. Every time it went down, the bulls bought it right back up. All right, so all four indices in the FNGU remain in daily downtrends. Amazing. As many days as we've been up, we still have not completed a higher low or a higher high. That's crazy. All right, USO and UNG have triggered daily downtrends with lower highs and lower lows on their daily charts. Excuse me. Silver continues to consolidate over 2050. Gold continues to consolidate over 181. I'm still looking for a better pullback in gold. U.S. dollar index has returned to the consolidation flag, which is consolidating over 105.50s. The indices are challenging their prior highs on the daily chart. Good morning, Lenny, Cosborn, and JW. So let's go take a look at some charts. Move that out of the way. Open up that. Wow, look at that candle. Wow. Busy day on that day. All right. Let's find daily chart. Let's find SPY. That seems like a really messy chart. So let's zoom in here. So here's the SPY. There's the 2023 high. This is the 2023 low as of today. We've got lower highs and lower lows. Here's the high, lower low. Still haven't made a higher low nor a higher high yet. So, and I mean, even, God bless me. All right, even though we're, green on the trend indicator, the daily chart is still in a downtrend. All right, because we haven't made higher highs or a higher low yet. So now, is the hourly chart in an uptrend? Yes, you betcha. Okay, higher low here, higher high. So kind of looking kind of toppy, extended. We're coming into prior resistance. We'll see what they want to do with it. We're hitting that anchored VWAP right up here. That's the yearly high. You can see we're right into that anchored VWAP right there. There's a little bit of gap fill left up over these highs up here. So you can see there's probably about 30 cents of gap fill that's still open up top there on SPY. But nevertheless, still in a downtrend. And where do I picture it pulling back? Well, I'm going to say this candle right here. And then you got this candle that comes down. So I'm picturing probably a pullback to the 130 area if they decide to do it, sooner than later. But, I mean, they could keep going, and then maybe the pullback winds up being on top of this 6-day shelf of candles right there. We'll see what happens. But they are incredibly bullish, still looking for that pullback on the larger time frame. Even on a smaller time frame, we haven't gotten much at all. If you look at the hourly chart, where's the pullback? I mean, this is a consolidate over to the right, consolidate over to the right. I mean, did a little dip-de-doo, but then they had a bull 180 right back up, making new highs. That's the hourly chart. So everything bigger than the hourly, it's not going to look any better than this. So there's the SPY, still in a daily uptrend. Daily downtrend. All right, hourly uptrend. I meant to say that. I don't know why I didn't say that right. All right, so let's go take a look at QQQ. All right, so here's the NASDAQ. Again, all right, we inked out, a little bit of a wick up here. Okay, so you can see here's the downtrend line. Right here, and you can see us spiking that downtrend line right there. So we'll see if they're going to continue forward over this peak, all right, or if it's just going to be a one candles spike, and then maybe they're going to come back and bull flag over to the right for a week or two. We'll see what happens. But there's QQQ, still in a daily downtrend. No higher low nor higher high. Maybe that's a higher high by maybe a penny or two, but that's not significant enough for me to count it as a daily uptrend just because it beats this $30 move by a penny. So there's QQQ, still in a daily downtrend in my eyes. All right, so but yesterday's candle, another green candle, higher low, higher high. So I don't see an exhaustion candle, but I'm going to say that's a pretty big candle right there. It's a good sized candle for the QQQ. I've seen bigger, but we'll see what happens. But then again, you got to look at the move. The move is just one big move to the upside. So QQQ still in a downtrend, coming right into diagonal resistance. That's what this trend line is to me. It's diagonal resistance instead of horizontal resistance, like right up here, 372.65. This is diagonal resistance, and that's QQQ. So let's take a look at FNGU. All right, so here's FNGU. Here's the downtrend line right here. And you can see the price is spiking the downtrend line right there. So yesterday's candle, higher low, higher high. Still challenging this daily high on the daily chart back here. So again, still in a downtrend. No higher lows, no higher highs on the daily chart. So still in a downtrend for FNGU. So be careful today. I don't picture this going too much further. Maybe one more candle up, maybe. And then from there, the rubber band effect takes a hold, and it's going to either sling it back to the top side of this channel, this downtrend line, or it's going to push it back underneath it. So we'll see. We got one more candle. I give it one more candle after the spike, and then that's it. So there's FNGU. Let's take a look at IWM. It's Russell 2000. Still got lower highs and lower lows. IWM, but let me just say, just challenging the prior highs over here. Here's IWM. Now IWM is already rolled over and headed back down towards the midpoint. So you can see yesterday's candle for IWM, lower high, lower low, headed back towards the midpoint, kind of in the 3/8 trap area right now. But I'd let it go a little bit lower, make it hit the midpoint, see what it wants to do. All right, so there's IWM, still in a downtrend. Diamond Dow. Now here's Diamond Dow producing, well, it looks like they've inked out, well, what looks to be a possible higher high. Still no higher low yet. So we have a possible uptrend here in Diamond Dow. Again, challenging these highs. Only the following days for the rest of this week will tell. We got a couple more. We got today, tomorrow, and Friday. So we'll see what happens. So Diamond Dow now starting its uptrend, breaking over the top of this candle right there. So I'm sure the pullback will probably set a higher low, but we haven't got one yet. But on the hourly chart, we don't, barely even a higher low here. If you want to call that a low, just straight up. So there's the last low. Here we are up here. So hourly uptrend, daily chart, it's just kind of right into this resistance area, challenging the prior high. It's been hanging out here for a couple days. Yesterday's candle, higher low, squeaky higher high right there on Diamond Dow. Nothing really pretty yet till I see the higher low and then come back and challenge the recent high. So there's Diamond Dow. Now let's take a look at SMH. Here's SMH doing the same thing. Higher high, higher low. All right. And Again, still in a daily downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. You can see SMH kind of right into the downtrend line right there. There's the diagonal resistance. So we'll see what SMH wants to do if they got the gas to go through. Typically, when you come from a distance from back here, and this goes for all the indices, okay, by the time they get to the destination, they've run out of energy, they run out of gas. So we'll see what happens. If they can make it through and then rest on top of this, or if they come up and then just rest underneath it. Typically what happens when you have a move from way back here, there's not enough gas to get through a downtrend like this. Okay, because you're coming from such a distance away. And that goes for the SPY, the QQQ, the FNGU, goes for all of them, all right? If you notice the rallies from far away, when they get to the resistance, they actually have to rest and put in a flag before finally grinding through that resistance overhead. So that's what I would be looking for in the coming weeks, is for the resting period for about 2 weeks, maybe even 3 weeks, and see how they rest out, and then look for them to start grinding their way through this resistance overhead. So there's SMH, still in a downtrend, nice rally back to the downtrend line. All right, so let's take a look at IYT. All right, here's IYT. No surprise there, lower highs, lower lows. Yesterday's candle. Now we got the doji the day before that signaled the pause. We gapped down, okay, but then we traded right back up to the doji. So we got, I'm just going to call it an equal high, okay? It might be off by a couple pennies, but a lower low. All right, so there's IYT right there. Still in a daily downtrend because we've got lower highs and lower lows. And we still have not made a higher high nor a higher low on the daily time frame. All right, so there's IYT. Let's take a look at XLF. Now here's XLF, again, challenging the prior highs. Okay, see how XLF is resting? Because it came from a distance. See how it's already resting? Who's the other one that was resting? I think it's IWM. They're also starting to roll and rest. All right, and they need that. They need that so they can pick up some energy, and then finally, grind away at overhead supply. So there's XLF, still in a downtrend, lower highs, lower lows, still has not made a higher low nor a higher high. So XLF, still in a downtrend, but really nice rally back to that downtrend line. So there's XLF. All right, USO, new information on USO. We were consolidating over 74. It was looking good. Just to consolidate over 74. Then we put in this lower high. Okay, so I was fine with that. We got a wedge pattern probably, or a pennant flag probably going to play out here. That was good. I was fine with that too. Okay, but then we broke minor support right here. All right, so there's minor support. We finally broke through with this candle from yesterday. So now it's no longer consolidating because we got higher lows and a lower low. If it was an equal low, I couldn't call it. But now we've got lower highs and lower lows. I meant to say lower highs. All right, so now that puts USO in a downtrend because we've got lower highs and lower lows. And they're even gapping down a little bit more today. This would be, see this consolidation here? Well, that peak right there, that's going to represent that August peak on, I don't know, August 9th. That's going to represent the minor support. This is going to represent the major support. These two doji candles right here. See these two green fat candles? The bottom here on 8/24. All right, so those are going to be the major support. Don't want to break major support. If they break major support, the oil stocks could come tumbling down. But let me just say, we're testing major support today on this consolidation from August. Right there. So, not a good sign for the markets right there, especially for the oil stocks. UNG, new news has developed there. Okay, we got some broken technical stuff. That's what happened in USO, and getting the same thing here in UNG. All right, so UNG was in an uptrend with higher lows and higher highs, and then they came in and put another higher low. But then they made a lower high, but then they continued and said, no, but we're going to make another higher low. And then they produced another higher high from this high. And everything was looking good until the market rallied, and now natural gas came tumbling down. So now you can see the low was broken right here. So now, just like USO, we have a lower high and a lower low. We're back into a daily downtrend. Right back into the consolidation channel. Daily downtrend back into the consolidation channel. They could recover it, but it is what it is right now. Lower highs, lower lows on the daily chart. It's in a daily downtrend. UNG. Silver back into the consolidation channel, but still remains in the daily downtrend. Lower highs and lower lows. See, we got a lower high and a lower low, but then we came back and made a higher high, and then a higher low, and then a lower high, and now a lower low. And now we're back here, and we got a lower high compared to this one right here. So, until they break up over this, 21.75, we're still in a daily downtrend, but we're stuck in this consolidation channel that we've been in since, I'm just going to say, most of 2023. We've been here. Okay, ever since December of 2022, you can see the majority of the time, price has spent its time in between 2050 and 2350. So there's silver. Still in a daily downtrend, but consolidating over to the right. Gold. All right, gold. Here's the consolidation wedge. We broke down. Failed to make the lower low here. We did make a lower low here. Failed to break this low right here. And then we rocketed back up through the wedge, breaking the downtrend line, and now consolidating over the 181 level. So here's gold consolidating over 181. Gold is bullish, making higher lows, and it has a higher high up there. So gold is bullish at this time. So there's gold. So let's take a look at our technicals. T2122. Here's the price action from yesterday. Okay, you can see we came down, spiked into the sell zone, chop zone, the sell side chop zone. Okay, made a lower high and a lower low and another lower high and a higher low. All right, so they're at the midpoint right now. They're just chopping away. Not a buy, not a sell. Just chopping away at T2122. Stuck in the middle right here. T2123. You can see trend indicator and price just traded positions. That's it. They're just musical chairs. That's all they're doing. They're running around on the same chairs and sitting down. So we got, chop. Red, green, red, green, red, green, red. Go back to T2122. All right. What does it say? Chop zone. Right there. Chop zone. Okay. And what did we get? We got chop. All right. That's what we got. T2122 says you're in the chop zone. What did we get? Red, green, red, green, red, green. We got the Christmas chop. Okay. So here's T2123. 3-bar. All right. So here's price action. That's the yellow bars. All right, we rose up through the trend indicator. Actually, I don't really call it that way, but I'll say, in my eyes, trend indicator came down to price. All right, so trend indicator came down to price. Price rose up just enough to get on top of it. All right, and it's just been flatlining right here. Next move for T2123 is to move up, create another little shelf. All right, that's the next move for T2123. Price needs to move up, create another little shelf, keeping these green. All right, so right now, if you look at it, we got a lower high. And what do I say when we get a lower high? Another lower low. All right, so we'll see what happens, how high they're going to bring it before they make their first low. So no low yet. So here's their move up. And we'll see if they're going to make a lower low. So I'm not bullish. CT2123 got no higher high. Got no higher low. We got a lower low, but no higher high. So let's take a look at our FNGU indicator. Woo! Wow, look at that. Green all day long. Wow, the big caps were buying yesterday. They were really eating them up. Look at the big caps go. FNGU, that's 10 of the big caps, the heavyweights in the SPY and the QQQ. So what did they do? FNGU comes in, puts in a higher low, and runs off and makes a squeaky higher high. So there's FNGU on the 15-minute trend indicator. Right there, green all day from the beginning. But you notice back here on T2122, we were in the chop zone. So while 7,000 stocks were in the chop zone, 10 of the big caps were in the buy zone. Right there. So that pushed the markets up to the highs. So let's go look at the chart for SPY. All right. I hate it when I do that. All right, so let's go over here. Okay, let's take a look at SPY. Let's take a look at the 10-minute. All right, and let's drill down. Okay, so what do we got on the 10-minute? Okay, we got a low here. We got a higher low, produced a higher high. We got a look what we got. We got a high, another another higher low. Not a not a benchmark higher low, but it is a higher low. And they squeaked out just barely by pennies or a nickel or 10 cents a higher high. We have a quadruple top yesterday. 1, 2, 3. It looked like it was going to roll over with the triple top, flush. And then they came back in at the very end of the day and kind of rallied it. But then at the very last minute, they sold off. But the sell-off was purchased in the last seconds. All right. So here it is. There's the sell-off breaking through the support line and making, yet again, another higher low. So they could rally it up. They may want to hit 440 before pulling back. It seems like they have a target in mind. I don't know where it is. It seems like 440 is the number they're looking for. Might be 450. I don't know. But you can see right here, this is the markets from yesterday. Just higher highs way up here in the nosebleeds, and higher lows making higher highs. So we'll see what they got to do. For me, here's the pivot right here. It's about 436.31. Right down here. All right, if they break through that, then I'm a bear. And I'm pretty sure that's where the anchored VWAP is for the all-time high of this year for SPY. I'm pretty sure that's where the anchored VWAP lines up. All right, so there's the market analysis. We'll see. Again, below this, I'm a bear. Above it, I'm a bull. I'm not a very convincing bull, but I'm a short-term bull. Maybe like 15 minutes or something like that. But, I mean, we are up high. We haven't had like a decent pullback in a while. So we'll see what happens. So I'll take questions in the room. All right. The rest of you in YouTube land, don't forget, I got an open house tomorrow. Please register in the links below. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. All right. And pick up a membership. We got trials, $24.50. Pick up a trial. Come in and hang out with me for about 30 days.